Corey, who's here?
Hi, Michael B. Jordan. How you
Bryan
doing?
This shit is dope.
Thank you.
I like it.
We did not do this on purpose.
I just peeped that. Okay, y'all did it on purpose.
No, we're the same person now.
We are.
I love
We
it.
are.
Happened.
Okay.
Thank you
You
for
kind
having
of made me emotional last night. I saw
Okay.
the film, Just Mercy.
You dig it?
I dig it.
Okay.
And I saw True Justice, his
Okay.
life story. So I kind of felt cheated going in because I was like, okay, I know how this is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
But then your performance was riveting.
Thank you.
All right, so here's my question.
What's up, talking?
So I saw you in Fahrenheit, but my last big movie I saw you in was Black Panther, and you played a character who took up space. You were like, "Rah, I'm here, I'm Eric Killmonger." But fast forward to Bryan Stevenson,
Yeah.
you have to play this quiet, restraint.
Strange. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Blatant racism thrown in your face,
Yeah.
like to help get these men convicted. Tell me, what did you tap into to play somebody like that?
I think it was honestly after meeting Bryan and spending a lot of time with him, and once I kind of got a chance to get to know him and understand his mentality and his strategy behind it all, it started to click and make sense. You know.
And tell us a little bit about Bryan Stevenson for those who don't know.
Bryan
Yeah.
Stevenson is a defense attorney who started this organization called EJI, the Equal Justice Initiative, and he represents wrongfully accused and unfair sentence, men and women who are on death row, and he helps get them exonerated. So
For over 30 years.
over 30 years, it's crazy.
In
how long
Alabama,
it's-
right?
In the deep South.
That's serious business.
It is. And being in the South, he's, like I said, encountered so much racism, so much prejudice, and just things that are strictly illegal. Yelling and being emotional and reacting wouldn't get anything done.
Yeah.
You have to be extremely persuasive to get people who look at you with a certain bias to give you what you need, to give you what you want. So his approach was always whatever is best for the client. I'm going to put my ego and pride to the side. I'm going to be illegally strip searched. I'm going to do that. I'm going to face that humility. I'm going to face that anger. I'm going to put that to the side, because if I'm not here for my client is the one who suffers. I'm the one who gets a chance to go back home, with my freedom. So, learning about Bryan and his approach to certain things really made me understand. And it was definitely a challenge, as an actor, to find myself in scenes where naturally I wanted to kind of go make choices that I personally felt, and I was like, wait, this is not even about me. I have to sacrifice that part of it to make sure we're telling an accurate depiction of who Bryan Stevenson is and what he actually stands for.
Yeah, that part where you going for the strip search, and you didn't know it was gonna be a strip search, but you're going in thinking I'm just gonna see my client, and the way the dude is like, not
Spoiler
until
alert, sorry.
yeah, spoiler alert,
Spoiler.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to just jump in the screen and like.
And we want people to feel that, you want people to feel and understand what it's like looking, when you're black and brown and walking into these institutions and the things that we actually we go through, the perception of us being presumed guilty just because the way we look,
Yeah. Another scene, I mean, the whole movie, every part, but one scene I thought about when you get pulled over. You've come from a hard day of doing this work. I'm curious, have you had something like that happen in your real life? Like sort of things, and how did you respond? And
yeah, people, they assume that once you get to a certain level of success or fame or whatever, that all of a sudden you're just, exempt from the skin that you walk around in.
Meanwhile, you're still black.
Yeah, what I'm saying? That's not changing anything. So, I've definitely had, my encounters of, police, and I have a lot of police friends, you know what I'm saying? And there's a certain bias that's there. The perception of when you're black and brown that you're guilty is that you're something, it's bad, something that's, you've done something wrong, especially when you see so many cases, incidences out in the street, on social media and everywhere where, black people get pulled over for a regular traffic stop and they lose their lives. And you see people that aren't black getting pulled over and they're apprehended, and there's a certain, they treat it totally differently. But I think we know, growing up, that there's a certain rules that we have to live by that are different than other people. When we walk around in the world, there's a certain anxiety that we feel just because of the way we look and the color of our skin. So, that's just what it is.
Now, you produced the film.
Mm-hmm.
We can see you building your Hollywood legacy brick by brick. Like, we see the work you've put in from as a child all the way until today. What's the next layer for you?
It's a great question. I'm not fully sure what that is. I want to continue. Like, I love acting.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue to make big movies. I want to continue to tell stories like Just Mercy that are extremely important. My production company is in its third year, so I'm continuing to grow that and create opportunities and tell stories. Thank you so much.
It's huge.
Shout out to Alana Mayo.
Alana is
Yes.
the boss. Shout out, boss. And I'm directing is in the pipeline. I'm 32, turning 33. Starting to develop my palette, starting to develop and wanting to direct things. So I think that's probably a next step. Sooner or later, but I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to walk my path and continue to grow. Yeah.
And
It's a tough
being
one,
Yeah, that's a good one.
producing this Just Mercy, starring in it, were days you had to turn off, turn on?
Yes. There is a hat switch that you definitely have to do, and I'm aware. I know. I'll tell people, look, this is an actor note, right?
Right.
This is me talking, and then it's
like preface it.
Yeah. Okay. This is a producer note, 1,000%. So I think I do a good job of removing myself when I have to, and I could speak objectively for what needs to happen and and what I'm speaking to. So it's definitely a balance. I think it might be tougher when I'm like directing and starring in something.
That must be really hard.
That might be tough. But I think the producing and acting is something it's a balance that I can handle.
So I have another tough one for you, but I've been really thinking about this. Jersey girl, I've been watching your career for some time. Feel like we're family in my head. I'm sorry, it's a Jersey thing. You knew I was going to find a way to slide that in,
yes,
right? We
yes.
talked about this. When do you feel like was that moment you became a man in Hollywood? And I mean that because like where you felt like you were seen as a man and as director, producer, talent. You've been doing this forever, right? We know that you've been working at it. But it's hard starting out young and then kind of entering into this stratosphere of like blockbuster, A-list. We know you've made it on screen, but when did you feel like behind the scenes?
Yeah, that's tough.
You came of age.
That's just another great question.
Thank you.
I think the transition between the I guess I was a child actor. I guess I'm looking
Weird
back
to say
at
it that way.
It is because I didn't really consider myself that, but I guess looking back at it, I was. And when did I feel like
like you kind of were like, okay, this is
maybe
all right.
maybe like right after Black Panther, maybe like around that time, Creed 2. Reason it's not like not that long ago. Maybe Creed 2, Black Panther, somewhere in there. Like I said, other people from the outside can tell you all you want that you're this, you're that, but until you kind of have that full self-confidence and comfortable in your own skin, and it's tough. So yeah, like recent, I think around Black Panther, maybe.
When did the seeds get planted for you to become a producer?
I think it's always been there. I think I've been producing a lot without officially producing. I think maybe around Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
I think Friday Night
Great
Lights.
role. Great. That was, whew, I remember. Okay.
Thank you. I've been fortunate enough to be around great shows, great cast, and great producers who weren't precious with information. So, Peter Berg told me, his early 20s, I guess, was like, there's going to come a time where you're going to tired of waiting for your phone to ring. You're going to get tired of waiting for incoming phone calls.
Yeah.
And you should start writing and start creating your own things and start, taking control of your creative destiny. And that stuck with me. So, that summer I started writing a show with one of my close friends, and we sat in a room in the house all summer and just cracked the show. And the show never made it, anywhere, but that practice, that process of going through it really gave me the fundamentals of what it takes to make a show. And then it just started to grow, and figuring out how to navigate the game, and getting advice from Jamie Foxx and Denzel's and people from that generation who also weren't precious with information and helped me grow to who I am, which is pretty cool.
All right.
Well, we are so proud.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for this
No problem.
film. Thank
Of
you.
course.
Oh my God, congratulations.
No
It's
problem.
great.
Give her chills.
I know. What did Brian have anything to say? Has he seen it?
Brian was really he was moved. Brian was, and honestly, his opinion is the one that really matters to me. And he gave me a big hug, and it was just like he was really proud of me, and that means a lot coming from him because he's such an important person, and I think is really beating the drum of justice, and he's going to continue to do so as long as he's here. So let's try to give him some support and see the movie, and try to get out there and get this message out there because I think it's really important.